Bills Mafia, this is BWO. Let's go!
What is up, Bills Mafia? Welcome to another Wednesday night, Buffalo World Order. It's me, Corey Teed. We got my boy Pat. We got our special guest back again tonight, Big Will. What's up, Will? How you been, man?
Don't let him fool you. That's Buffalo Spartan. He just got a haircut.
He cut the mohawk off, son.
I'm feeling 50 today.
Hey, I mean, after trading with your team, thank you, by the way. We owe you.
I said it once. I'm kind of happy that he went to Buffalo, and I know my next Bills jersey, unless all the news today about the Bills restructuring Josh Allen's contract results in a trade that, I'm going to reserve. That's why I'm wearing the jersey today, to show him some love.
I think that was honestly I know the Bills fans, like typical fans, man. I can't speak for all teams, but I'm sure it happens. Like, you get the haters and you get the ones that are like, oh my God, like, this dude's going to change our life. We're going to the Super Bowl. And then you get the, why'd we pay so much? He's washed, no matter who it is. Like, you could sign Justin Jefferson and someone would be like, he's washed, or you paid too much, whatever. I think this trade actually pretty much damn near even. Like, I think it benefited y'all and it benefited us. He was older for you guys, and you guys can bring in a young guy, and we need a guy no matter what age he is right now.
Absolutely. And, I mean, for us, like you said, he was overshadowed by two youngsters in Romadunze and Luther Burden, so he wasn't the number one option anymore. Plus, that last play looked bad for him with the fact that he did run the route, but
I heard some Bears fans were like a little upset about some last play or something.
I believe that he looked kind of like me.
Hey, man, we've been there as Bills fans. What do you think, Pat?
Both our teams got shitted on within a day of each other.
Yeah, man.
So,
I was like, I'm going for the Bears, and then I was like, oh shit!
maybe you're too soon to get the whole the wishful thinking.
Right.
So,
what you got, Pat?
I like the DJ Moore signing or trade. Again, it brings in a guy that's, he's got that veteran experience. So, I mean, we don't have to worry about, really breaking him in too much. But at the same time, he's not a very vocal drama queen type receiver. He just shows up and does his job.
Right.
I mean,
as long as he likes the quarterback, because
can you really blame him for, so he had Justin Fields for a while, but when he got Williams, he didn't really say a whole lot. When he had Cam Newton, he didn't talk a whole lot. His actions on the field talked. It's when he got all the other quarterbacks that absolutely sucked. It's when he's like, can we do something different here?
Well, he at first his actions with Caleb Williams' rookie year was like,
what up, Jared?
The guy that was before him, and I mean, you got a rookie quarterback, and you've played with crap in Carolina, so help this guy out, but he definitely doesn't have to worry about that.
And Williams is kind of playing with Caleb Williams and coming over to Josh Allen. I mean, they're kind of like almost the same style. Like, dude's a gunslinger. They run around. They keep the play alive. Like, I know we're all in a group chat too with Big Will. And there's a few times this year during the games, we were all saying, like, even during the Bears games, like, same thing like Josh Allen. Dude's keeping plays alive, run around, slinging it. So, I think, like I said, I think it's a good fit for us. I can't believe Bean didn't get Justin Jefferson, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett. What is he? So there's this guy, right? So that's our buddy, Jared.
Has Bean woken up yet with all the
Right.
he's received after, with everything? You think?
Yeah. He's being a smart aleck, man. That's our buddy Jared Reed. They do 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. Like that's actually where me and Pat met was in the comments on their show. But we've been talking on the side too, and on their thing, like same thing that they post like you guys do. They post like we do, and they've had some people that are like this one guy especially that's just in the comments like Bean's an idiot. Bean doesn't do blah 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 blah. So he was like, hey, I bet if I make a post like that and get a whole bunch of content. Even though I'm like, with the money we have and what we're doing, like, I mean, I'm not saying he's a genius, but Bean is doing what he can with what we got, man. We even got players restructuring contracts to try to get us a few dollars here and there. Like, give it a chance, wait and see. Even I'm pissed off with the guy, whatever, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, is it more him or he's just Pagula's puppet after that press conference where he made the team look like a joke?
But now I don't know if I can hate Pagula, man, because look at the Sabres. The Sabres are killing it. So is that what he's about to do to Buffalo? Am I scared and then we'll be good? What you think, Pat?
Let's be perfectly honest with you. I mean, Bean is normally usually very quiet in the beginning of free agency anyways. This isn't my first season or off season with Brandon Bean as the GM. If it is, then you're surprised by most of this. But two, Brandon Bean usually seems to do things usually at night. That's usually when the big things happen. And he hasn't done a whole lot other than, the Bradley Chubb and everything. But you also got to remember, he's not working with a whole lot of money, which is his own fault. But, and I know he's still working on some other deals to move some cash around, but we don't have a whole lot of cash and cap space to work with. We're not like the Raiders who can still potentially keep Max Crosby and still be fine because they still had a lot of cap money to spend.
Unbelievable is that they could keep him after everything that happened with all the pieces they added.
Well, I want to touch on that real quick for teams other than the
Braden, what's up, little man?
First thing to the Baltimore Ravens for screwing up that whole Max Crosby thing. I think you just ruined any chance you have going forward, at least for the rest of this year, of teams trying to help you out or working deals with you. You're pretty much on your own.
If I was an agent or if I was a general manager, there's no way I could trust Eric DeCosta after this.
No. Now, for teams like the Bills, I'm not saying they're gonna get Max Crosby. I'm not saying they're not. We've seen weirder things happen with Buffalo, especially, Corey and I can tell you, we can go days telling you all the things that we didn't think was going to happen that end up doing. This actually, to be honest with you, for the Bills, you got to look at it from this standpoint. It actually is a really good thing this happened because now, as you said, the Raiders brought in all these guys that they got to try to figure out how to get the money for as well as agreeing to them. Which now everybody knows the Max Crosby injury and the severity of it and the surgery that he had. So to me, the longer this plays out, the closer we get to the draft and he's not been moved, that asking price is coming down.
Yeah.
Well, it never should have been 2 first-round picks to begin with.
You can't blame them if they can get a team to actually do it.
Right, true. I mean, but that's golly, man.
And I mean, that's why Jeff and I, from the Bears Bros podcast, were happy that we didn't give up the farm to get him, is because, one, he is 29 years old, but why mortgage your future? We did that with Khalil Mack, and it bit us in the ass. And I'm glad. I still want him. Obviously, I'm a fan, 1, and 2, no pass rush, because Montez Sweat was good for half a year, and then he's been non-existent. And so to get a guy like Max Crosby with how much he disrupts the offensive line improves your entire defense. And the way I look at this, it's dirty pool by the Baltimore Ravens. Of the fact that they've done this 4 times in 10 years and they're allowed to get
that is dog shit, dude. Pat called it earlier. I don't know if you saw his comment. He was like, the NFL should hold them to something and be like, nah, fuck you. You have to pay and you still don't get them.
They saw some interesting ideas that they should take one of those first-round picks, because they thought about it. And they also almost had a draft day trade with the Bears the year that we drafted. I forget who we ended up drafting, and it didn't get done because Baltimore didn't send the trade in, and it made so when is enough? What I think happened is they saw that, yes, Trey Hendrickson didn't get signed, which kind of seems a little suspicious with the fact that he was so highly coveted, but he wasn't immediately signed by anyone that needed pass rush. Dallas, us, you guys. And 8 hours after the trade is canceled, he signs a 4-year deal.
Well,
it just
so the thing for us with him was, with at least the Henderson part, was the Bills needed to wait until today, when free agency actually opened, to restructure certain deals to free up the money. They couldn't just randomly sign Henderson without having any cap space. So we had to wait till today, which probably ruined the Bills' chances of doing it. I'm pretty sure if we could have done something Monday, it would have been done. But, it is what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Henderson's a really good player and a really good person in that spot, but he's not Max Crosby good.
Not one bit.
Now, the way I think it, and I said it in the group chat that I think the NFL needs to force the Raiders to take the Max Crosby trade and just say, nope, you're doing it. Because there's no way you're telling me they didn't have any idea of the severity of the injury and that he had surgery and that he wasn't going to.
Right.
And there's no way they didn't know that he wasn't going to pass a physical yet.
Yeah.
That's the
you don't throw that much at him not knowing that. I don't think no GM does that. I don't care who you are.
Stretches last week.
Right.
Well, and more importantly, and here's the thing. If they didn't know that and they weren't if Max Crosby and the Raiders weren't upfront with that when they made the deal, then absolutely I'm okay with the Ravens doing what they did. But that's the only way I'm okay with that.
Right. If it was like you said, if it's one of those things where they knew and they came in and were like, we thought you'd be a little better than that. Like, nah, no, because then it goes back to like Will said, this is the 4th time in 8 to 10 years they did this shit. Like you said, I don't care what it is. Like, that makes me wonder about other teams that I don't really pay too much attention to. Like, if that happens, you should, like, if you renege on a deal that big, like, I don't know, you should be held accountable to something.
I mean, especially since they made the trade on Friday. They waited until day 2 of the tampering period, waited for them to make deals with all those players, and then said, you know what, I'm good the night before. So, like I told my wife, it's like getting engaged to somebody. It's the day before your wedding.
Right.
You dump your bride and marry somebody else 8 hours later.
Well, the worst part, too, and I hope what I read was wrong.
That could be a reality TV show, actually.
It sounded
you make some money off that, bro.
It sounded like Max Crosby was actually in the Baltimore Ravens facility when they told him that trade's off.
No, actually, listen to this, how messed up it is. Not only was he in the building, it was him, his family, and they had Trey Hendrickson on the phone.
Oh, God.
But hey, man, you want to say hi to the oh my gosh.
Yeah, Diana Rossini was saying, because I at work I listened to the.
So, dude, kind of like, hold on, man. Trey just said, let's run it, dude. Hold on, hey, get him the fuck out of here.
Yep, send you back to Las Vegas.
He said the Raiders suck so bad they wanted Max gone. Mac's about the only good player they had.
And here's the part that boggles my mind about it is now he's got to go back to the Raiders. And correct me if I'm wrong, there was reports out there that he said he had an issue with Tom Brady's personal trainer being in the facility acting like he made decisions, and then you're going to go back and continue playing for the guy?
Well, like I said, I don't think he's going to end up – he's not going to be a Raider by the time the season starts. Now, the question is, where does he go and who picks him up? But like I said, the best case scenario for a team like the Bears or the Bills in this situation is just sit back, let this stretch out for as long as you possibly can. Because like I said, the closer we get to the draft and he still hasn't been moved, the cheaper it's going to be for you to get him. Because the Raiders have to move him. They don't have a choice.
Well, actually, they really don't, because they have enough cap space where his $30 million still doesn't put them over the cap. And they've said that they're not going to back out on any of the deals they've signed. So it doesn't hurt them one bit. And it actually makes their defense better if they convince him to stay, which is the most mind-boggling thing also about it. About what you were saying, that they should force the Ravens to keep him, the only reason why I disagree with that is you're basically rewarding them for doing everybody dirty, because they did him dirty, they did the Raiders dirty. As much as I'm not a big Cowboys fan, they did the Cowboys dirty because they went and traded for Rashawn Gary. They did the Bears dirty. Every team said, okay, he's not on the board anymore. Let's move to our backup plan. And that didn't happen.
Just hours before that, they said Hendrickson's top two places were the Bills or the Eagles. So that's why I'm like, then out of left field the next day, it's like, oh, he signed with the Ravens. Like, hold up now. Where'd that come from? Like, was that, like Pat said, was that on the table, or was that something that, like you said, it just happened to fucking come down the pipeline real quick?
Well, their GM has gone on record and saying that Henderson was always in. There's no way in hell you pick up Max Crosby, you're bringing Henderson. There's no way you're affording that. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. So, agreed. That's why we had to settle for fucking Brad Chubb, my boy. We got the problem.
So maybe Baltimore said, oh, we lost Linderbaum because of this, so we're going to screw the Raiders a little bit by sending Crosby back and causing the entire NFL to be out of whack.
Yeah.
Again, if Baltimore wasn't already hated before by the rest of the league, good, you are now.
Yes, they do, Joey. That's part of the reason they backed out on that deal. Was like, wait, we can get Hendrickson and pay Lamar. Hold on.
Well,
I think Will called that out first in the comments when we heard about him with Matt. He was like, hold on, where are you getting the money to pay Lamar? Where are you getting the money to pay Hopkins? Where are you getting the money to pay him?
Now, see,
you got to pay Zay Flowers. You got to pay Kyle Hamilton.
Well, that's going to be the question going forward. And here's what: are we even convinced that Lamar Jackson, when this contract is up, is a Baltimore Raven for the next one anyways? Because here's the thing. Their new head coach has no ties to him. Now, I understand, people in Bill's mouth are going to say, well, Josh Allen's got a new head coach. Him and Lamar are in the same boat where they're playing for a brand new coach for the first time since they've been in the league. The difference is Josh Allen has familiarity with Joe Brady, and Joe Brady has familiarity with him. The coach for the Ravens has no affiliation with them whatsoever. He was never been there.
Well, he used to be their defensive coordinator back in the day before he went to Michigan with yeah.
But that's
why I had like high hopes in the very beginning. That's why I had high hopes with Justin Jefferson, because he has ties to Joe Brady. And then like they were showing him on it, like I was like, I don't know if we'll be able to afford him. Like we would have had to throw the whole kitchen sink at him. I mean, I wish we would have, whatever, and then use our picks on whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, Minnesota is becoming a sinking ship. So
He said my dad would be mad if he heard Trey is going to Baltimore. His dad is a Bengals fan.
Well, I think whatever Minnesota does for the quarterback position is going to determine if Justin Jefferson comes out and asks for a trade.
I would be mad too, actually, Braden, because Joe Burrow's about to get crushed this year. Because now, Trey, you got to worry about Hendrickson because he played with the Bengals, so he knows how they play, especially the defense. So you got to worry about him, and you still got – well, I mean, you don't got to worry about Crosby, but now you still got the two other guys.
Scary and
T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett.
Watt and Garrett, yeah, man. 6 games out of dude.
So
They better beat that old lineup in Cincy.
There's that old school meme of the Simpsons with Ralph Wiggins on the back of the school bus. I'm in danger. Yeah,
I'm in danger, right?
I'm in danger.
he's gonna need his safe word.
Yeah. Joey said Chubb had 8.5 sacks last year. It led the Bills. Hey, man, look, if we can find a way to sign Bosa and Chubb, we got Hoyt coming off that injury, and then Oliver, Groot. Man, if these guys could stay healthy, that's some pretty solid dudes. Like I said, at least on paper. I mean, typical Bills, it's what ifs, but
plus this draft has a lot of defensive studs in it.
Yeah, man.
Defense.
That's why I think you could hold off and get a lot of them defensive guys in like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounds, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's deep this year at that position, I feel like.
Well, so I do want to bring up talk about like the things with the Ravens and everything. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's not very often I feel bad for a guy in the NFL because they make millions of dollars no matter what. But my God, I feel bad for Geno Smith.
True.
You got away from the Jets. You started looking like you could actually be an okay quarterback. Now you got to go back to the Jets. If I'm Geno Smith, I'm retiring. I'm sorry.
Do they still have Garrett Wilson?
Look, not the Jets.
That's like all they got, dude. Like besides that, what do you got going for you?
They got Bruce Hall.
I'm gonna bring this up. True. I'm gonna bring this up because Will is the Bears fan, and I'm just gonna say, not that Justin Fields was great for you, but he was certainly better with you than he was with the Jets.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's also because, I mean, he may be a good defensive coordinator. Let's be real. Aaron Glenn is showing that he's not a great head coach. He's the Jets' Matt Eberflus.
But you can't even just blame Aaron Glenn because, look, the guy there before him, the two guys there before him, when they had Zach Wilson and made Zach Wilson look like a joke. And then you go to Adam Gates, who made Sam Darnold, Super Bowl winning quarterback, look like a joke. He looks fantastic now.
Peyton Manning earned Adam Gase a job.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100.
That's true. They ain't without a doubt.
To be honest.
Oh, that's just like Tom Brady earned Josh McDaniels 2 head coaching jobs.
Do you think, like, hey, even as a Bills fan, don't shoot me, Pat. Don't shoot me. Do you think, well, you agree the same as I do. You think Sean McDermott would have stuck around as long as he did if we didn't have Josh Allen? Even with going to the playoffs?
Or do you think we were going to the playoffs with some of the teams we had with?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, not that I'm taking anything away from McDermott. That's my dog. I love him. But how many times did Allen save his ass?
You don't think J.P. Lossman could have led this team like Josh?
Hey, bro, that's my dog right there. Hey, that's one of the last bandana-wearing quarterbacks, bro. He used to rock the shit out of that bandana, dude.
Bring up J.P. Lossman. All right, let's talk about some of the Bears' bad quarterbacks. Rex Grossman.
Hey, you took him to a Super Bowl.
Oh, hold on.
True.
And he wasn't the defense.
I absolutely agree with that.
Hey, what happened to Mitchie Biscuits being the fucking future of your franchise?
Well, I think Matt Nagy did him dirty. Hold
on.
Dude, he had potential. I always liked him. I mean, he wasn't like the greatest, but I liked the kid.
Absolutely.
Let's go further with this quarterback thing. For the Bears, probably the most disgusting person you'd ever bring up as a Bears quarterback. Jay Cutler.
What? No, wait a minute. Hold on. I will go on record in saying, I've said this numerous times, and you can ask Jeff about this. If Jay Cutler was right upstairs, he would have been. We should have won the Super Bowl the year that he had Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, and Matt Forte. There was no reason with Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs leading the defense. There is no reason we shouldn't have beaten the Packers and made it to the Super Bowl.
That's true, but if certain parts of my life, if I would have went left instead of right, I'd probably be a millionaire. I mean, we could do this all day long, but you are who you are.
Hold on. If you want to get dirty like that, do I have to mention Mr. Nathan Peterman?
Hey, that's what I was like. I'm gonna stay out of this because if anybody happens to remember Nate Peterman, we're fucked, bro.
I was gonna say because my son absolutely loathes the name Nathan Peterman.
Hey, he can always say though. He can always say his he got the starting job over Josh Allen his rookie year.
That is true, and
like what?
That's why we beat you guys in the regular season.
I could have went in there and played quarterback better than that fucking dude, bro.
I mean, yeah.
Golly, how do you throw 4 picks back to and they keep like, oh, we're gonna let him run it out,
5 picks in 1 half.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't get a worse start. Like, I'm sorry. There is no quarterback that's ever going to make a start in the NFL that's ever going to have a worse outing than Nate Peterman. Sorry. It's impossible.
What about that little Connor McGovern deal that Bean had? I think he did pretty good on that money-wise.
Yeah. I wasn't sure he was coming back, to be perfectly honest with you. It sounded like he was.
I didn't think so either, man. I thought that was one that was gone.
But
because Will even asked about it the one day. He's like, hey, what do y'all think is going to happen with McGovern? And then a few hours later, it was like they signed him. So I didn't think we were going to.
There was word that we were looking into him. So I wasn't familiar with his game. After Drew Dahlman retired, he was the first name that came up as a possible replacement.
Yeah. You guys made any splash moves, man? You guys got anybody hot?
Chicago's finally got a Kobe Bryant. Yeah, we took Kobe Bryant away from the Seahawks.
Oh, that's right.
You got a former Bills player, Cam Lewis.
Oh, yes, that's right. Because I asked you guys about him and I never got an answer.
That's about what you're going to get on
right. Yo, what happened? Wait, where'd Tremaine go? What happened with Edmonds? Who signed him? Did he? I was kind of hoping we'd bring him back. If we brought back anybody, I was kind of hoping it was him.
Yeah, he was pretty much a cap casualty. But
I'll be right back. I gotta let the dog out real quick. You got it, Pat.
Come on. Something else that he's doing. Let the dog out. Right.
The kid is too scared of the dark to do it.
Yeah, that's what she said too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Cam Lewis, I mean, he had some moments where, he showed up occasionally, but if you're expecting the guy to be the full-time starting corner, don't do it. He's not that.
I'm a little nervous about because I was looking it up today, and I'm going to mention it on tomorrow's show. The Bears had 23 interceptions this year. 7 were by Nashawn Wright, 5 were by Kevin Byard, and 4 were by Tremaine Edmonds. All 3 of those guys are gone as of today because Wright went to the Jets, Byard went to the Patriots. It's like the East Coast took all our players.
Well, I mean, the Jets had to sign somebody that can get interceptions because, let's be honest.
With the fact that Nashawn Wright had more interceptions
than the entire team,
the whole Jets.
Right. So there's a couple interceptions there, so they probably won't go another season without getting one. But man,
oh, there was a couple. I'm gonna miss having him on the field, especially since Kyler Gordon was injured so much all of last year. He filled in nicely, so I'm really hoping either we sign another corner, but I mean
That's for the
time will
Skeletor.
tell.
He says Spartan is in Iran smoking cigars. Joey's still butthurt because I said he looks like a fucking Skeletor the other day.
yeah. Lou, put it back. Lou, Corey had to let the dog out.
I really did. Look, he's chilling right now. BWO does condone marijuana. Sorry if you saw that. We do condone that. That is a go in our state.
I saw nothing.
I plead the fifth. No. Oh,
I plead
Corey's
the
in
fifth.
Alaska, by the way.
yeah, right. Hey, it's legal in New York. And it keeps me sane.
Hey, is this what you call sane?
Look, man, without it, it's even worse. Dude, my ADHD is bad, bro. I literally, the Bills stuff is just nonstop all day. Like, it just runs through my brain. That's all I do nonstop is just look the shit up, man.
It's 2000. I hate to say it, but it's 2026. I think it's insane to not be insane.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough.
I mean,
So what do you think? So I know the draft's coming up. I know we just had the combine, so it's kind of like in that lull right now, where like all these signings and trades. You think there's about to be any big like splash trade or any big now that like money's getting moved around and people are getting signed? Like, I mean, I was just reading how the Bills are pretty much like we're down to slim pickings now. So pretty much any more big splash move, we're gonna have to trade somebody or try to do something with our pick, something.
well, remember you got to save a certain amount of cap. You got to save a certain amount of cap money for the draft. And again, I think it depends on how many picks you have total. But I think the Bills have at least $8 million in cap space, 8 to 12 for the draft. I'm not.
I say that's average about what we usually keep. I think is like 8 to 12.
But look, I'm sorry, but Joey Hatch has kind of hinted to it, and it's true. We're still kind of in cap hell, and fortunately, it is Brandon Beane's fault that we're there. I know he does a lot of work every offseason to try to get us out, to get us some players, but yeah, you're going to have to move somebody like Ed Oliver or someone like that in order to make a splash. Like, look, I'm sorry. I know people are still thinking that we still have a chance at Max Crosby, and trust me, I would love
we can't afford that
in the building. Even if he's only on one leg, Max Crosby's still a force.
Absolutely. That's other than the fact that I'm a fan.
The only problem is unless we move a guy like Ed Oliver, where's the money coming from?
Yep. That's what I was honestly surprised. Like, and I love the guy, man. But with signing that our tight end Hawes last year and him putting up numbers, I thought we were really going to trade Knox.
Well, hold on.
And then we gave him a deal. Like, I thought he was going down the road or not trade, but I thought, like, I didn't know if he was, I don't know. I figured, like you said, him or Oliver is about the only guys we have that hold any weight that we could potentially trade and not be hurting.
Well, the thing is I'm looking at the Knox extension. Okay, this extension is a little bit more team friendly than his current deal, which he only had 1 year left, anyways. So now, if you were, I'm not saying he's not out of the mix for a trade. Still, there still can come with that because now he comes with a team friendly deal for more than a season. So
why would you trade Dawkins?
Yeah, that's what Eric. Why, man? I mean,
he's the heartbeat of your team, to be honest.
Right, dude. Like, I know he's 31, but he's still like, he is still arguably like the number one O lineman in the league, dude. Like, they literally made that award this year because of him. Like, I know he's getting old and we got to pay him some money, but that's like Allen's bread and butter right there, man.
So let me ask you guys a question, if you mind. And it kind of has me worried within the next couple of years that we're going to have to pay Caleb and we're going to have to pay him a lot of money. Is the amount of money they're paying Josh Allen, as great of a player as he is, a example as to why you guys are in this situation? Because you're paying him so much money, you can't build an entire team. And I think that's what Baltimore's having the problem with, because Lamar is all about getting paid, where say all you want about Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
I was just going to say, man, that's one thing I respect about Brady, man.
And it has me worried about once we decide to pay Caleb a large amount of money, if he is, about getting the bag, you can't build a team. That's what happened to Seattle with the Legion of Boom got broken up because they paid Russell Wilson so much damn money.
Yeah. These quarterbacks need to realize that, like Brady did, that money will come on the back end. You'll make that money when you win the Super Bowls, when you do all that and get sponsorships. Like even Allen, I said, like he was cool and was like, oh, when he signed his contract last year, go ahead and keep that $12 million. Well, when your contract is $700 billion, dude, that's one thing I like and commend Brady for. Why not give back 50 to 100 million? Not even like whatever. Give back some of that and be like a good chunk, 40 million. Be like, hey, go get me someone. Hit a 1-year contract with some. Like if I'm Josh Allen right now, and Bean calls me or somebody, hey man, would you be willing to give up like $65 million this year, but you'll make it in endorsements and this and that, winning the playoffs, winning the Super Bowl, and we can get you Justin Jefferson? Like, who the fuck is saying no to that? Like, why would you not? Like, I think these young quarterbacks need to realize, like, hey man, you're great. I get it. They're doing way more now than they used to, but let's back off of giving you these $200 million contracts, man, and get some fucking players for you.
So here's the thing. Yes, Josh Allen is, as far as Bills-wise, I think he's the highest paid player on the Bills, if I'm not mistaken. And he should be.
Right.
Literally, our team is, I'll be honest, you can put all the guys you want on the defense all you want, but without Josh Allen, the Bills are nothing.
Right, the dude's worth every penny he makes. Guaranteed.
Comment on something that Joey just said. About saying that I'm not saying he's making too much money. I'm saying should he get that much money? You can't build a team when one person is making more than half of your salary cap.
And all these teams are starting to get that when they get that quarterback.
And to bring in caliber players, you got to get rid of players, because that's why Kansas City's falling apart, because Patrick Mahomes, they make a big deal about him giving back $40 million, and he's still making over $500 million.
Well, so the other problem that is there that I know a lot of people don't want to talk about when it comes to the Bills, it's not just what Josh Allen is making, it's all the dead cap that we have to pay out for players that the last couple of years we overpaid for and didn't keep around. Like, we're still paying for Stephon Diggs. We're still paying for Von Miller.
Like, at this point, bring Diggs back. Fuck it. We're paying him anyways.
But that's the thing. We still have dead cap that we have to, for the next couple of years, that we have to get through in order to get some of this money back. Yeah. So, but again,
not about Von Miller.
I also didn't disagree with them giving Josh the contract, because if you remember, if they didn't give Josh this new extension that they got last year, they had no room to wiggle and restructure, money for it. This new contract gave them room to do that, which is why every year they're always restructuring the deal and moving money from one, calling it a signing bonus, so it hurts the cap a little bit less. But I'm not saying it had to be this high in value, but in order for us to still do that, he had to sign this extension. So, but at the same time, when you have a guy like that, and let's be honest, he is the team, you pay the guy.
Right. That's why I think you see a lot of these other teams, you know, like before they paid Stroud, like when they had Diggs and all that, when Houston was
Patrick Mahomes gets that money with Kansas City because he's won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Well, right. If Josh Allen had 1 or 2 Super Bowl rings already, nobody's questioning what he's getting paid.
Yeah. You see these young teams like when they first got the 49ers, when they first found out that what was that story there? The last draft pick kid turned out to be great.
Brock Purdy.
So they weren't paying him shit at all. He was the last draft pick. They were paying him nickels and dime. The team was a dog. They were getting. Then all of a sudden you got to pay them. Then they fall off a little bit. Still do good. You see like all these young teams like the Texans. Same thing, like C.J. Stroud and them. You get them all young, and then they turn out to be a stud. And then, like you said, Will, you end up having to pay these guys. And then after 3, 4, 5 years down the road, like thing with the Bills now, thing with the Chiefs now, all your money goes to the quarterback and your one other stud player like your Travis Kelce or your James Cook. And now you have nickels and dimes to try to fucking piece together all the rest of these guys. Somebody somewhere has to be like, hey, man, if we want to – you would think Allen – like going into this year, like his 10th year now, almost 30, you would think he would say that. Like he really wants it that bad. He's really that humble of a dude. I'm going to be like, yo, man, here's $65 million. Go get me a guy or two, bro. Let's fucking do this thing. Let's stop bullshitting. Let's fucking go, man.
Well, here's the question.
Maybe in a year or two, dude.
Here's the thing I have for that. I'm not convinced that Josh Allen won't do that. But I don't think he'll do it for just anybody. Now, if all of a sudden Brandon Beane comes to Josh Allen and say, hey, man, I need you to take a serious pay cut and give us some of the money back this year if you can. I mean, I don't know how the collective bargaining works with that, but if they're allowed to do that, and I can get you Justin Jefferson tonight, I guarantee Josh Allen's doing that.
Yeah.
But it's going to have to be for the right player. It can't just be for some another aged guy that we want to overpay just to bring in to see if he still can do what he did, like we did with Von Miller.
Right.
So,
and that's what we're doing with Chubb right now. I feel like we couldn't afford Crosby. We could have barely afforded Hendrickson, and we didn't get that. So now that was the next best option, and it's a hope and a prayer.
I get he's got the injury issue, and look, Joey Bosa came in the last year with some injury issues, and he wasn't out like the most outstanding person, but he wasn't bad. Now, if Hoyt could have not gotten hurt after 2 games, I think a rotation with him and Bosa would have made Bosa's impact a lot bigger. But Joey Bosa had to step in and be a full-time player in that on the line when he wasn't supposed to be doing that. Now, again, we don't know what Bradley Chubb's really going to do. The last true evaluation of how good he was, in my opinion, was when he was with the Denver Broncos. I'm not going to count anything he did with the Miami Dolphins. Everybody there was an absolute disaster.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Lou, Coleman isn't going to go anywhere, man, because he's still on his rookie contract, cheap as shit. And he ain't worth anything. You can't trade him. No one's gonna. You're not gonna get shit for him.
I was gonna say he hasn't put enough on tape to have somebody give you something for him.
Right.
The late round pick.
I think you get somebody to trade for him, but you're looking at a 6th or a 7th round pick.
Yeah. And that's what I'd rather try to coach him up this offseason with the pennies and nickels that we're already paying him for his rookie contract and hope that he learned last year and you light a fire under his ass and you get something good out of him. Then you could potentially next year trade him, or if he turns into something, actually sign him.
Well, if I were you guys, now that you have DJ Moore coming into the building, I'd have DJ Moore work with him because he's obviously working with young wide receivers and helping them reach their potential. Because Rome Odunze and Luther Burden wouldn't have become what they are if they didn't have a guy like DJ Moore showing them how it's done.
And we've never had a guy like that to teach them younger guys. I mean, who's he learning from last year? Curtis Samuel, he's a bum. I mean, Brandon Cooks, he's all right. He came on at the end, but they're still not, they're not these older guys that are pretty well reserved around to actually teach some.
Coleman, like I said, Coleman showed a little bit of promise when he had Amari Cooper showing him. So, but again, the issue here's my take on Coleman. I don't know how they're going to do it, but in my opinion, I think the Bills need to move. And it's not me giving up on him as a player, but we all know the guy has an immaturity problem. I'm not 100% sure he's past that. So knowing what he knows and how they talked about him in the press conference with Pagula and Brandon Beane, if he stays around, the chances of Coleman being a distraction and a problem in the locker room is highly likely. So
if y'all saw Keon's girlfriend, you'd be late to practice too. She is bad.
So, but
I agree with Joey real quick here. Taron Johnson for a 7th-round pick, dude. That was the trashiest. Like, I think Taron Johnson's worth more than that, dude.
I mean,
it's better than
because weren't you guys going to cut him?
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a lot of teams that's the thing I'll give the Raiders credit for. They were going to cut Geno, and they ended up getting something for him. For,
they punished him instead. Thanks for getting us the #1 draft pick. Go play with the Jets.
That's one thing that I will say. It makes me wonder if the Jets are up to something. They're saying that the Raiders ended up getting the #1 pick because of Geno Smith. Let's do the same thing. Let's bring him in and have him get us the #1 pick.
I mean, the Jets weren't that far behind from getting it.
How many picks? Jets draft.
Keep Justin Fields, and you would have gotten it for sure. But
I said the Jets have 10 draft picks right now.
Yeah, because they have 2 first-round picks, and then I believe don't they have 3 next year?
Yeah. And then their first pick in the draft is the #2 overall pick.
Yeah.
So
everybody knows. Unless something happens to Mendoza between now and then, I'd be shocked if anybody other than his name is announced for the #1 overall pick.
I want to do something here real quick. It's almost a what if, maybe they do it. I don't think it'll happen, but so if you're the Raiders or you're the Jets, you're sitting at 1 and 2 in the draft. If all of a sudden the Cincinnati Bengals say, "Hey, we're willing to shop Joe Burrow for,"
I don't even need to hear
would you give up one of those 2 picks for him?
Without hesitation. I mean, because think about Joe Burrow with a crappy defense, led the league in passing yards and I believe touchdowns, and got Jamar Chase the Triple Crown. And if he had a defense, who knows what they would have done. So if I'm the Jets, I'm running to the phone and say, send it in. Without
I saw a joke before we came on. It was like the Jets are sending 3 first-round picks, like $20 million, and some player to the Chiefs for Patrick Mahomes. And I was like, I mean, I don't know that I want to really not take that, bro.
It would be hard to say no, but
right.
This I've always wondered, is Patrick Mahomes another example of he's a product of Andy Reid? Would he just be a flashier version of Donovan McNabb as much as I loved McNabb?
He had a lot of talent around him, man, in those beginning years. And as the talent slowly started to go away, Patrick looked worse and worse and worse and worse because you get him flustered and in the pocket and like running around out of the pocket. Sure, he makes a couple little plays here and there, but he ain't no Josh Allen. He ain't no he gets one little high. No, once you get him flustered out of the pocket, he becomes a completely different quarterback, and they proved that in the Super Bowl.
Both Buccaneers and the Eagles proved that. You beat the crap out of them.
Or in the playoff, my bad.
Well, I mean, look, Mahomes is like at the end of the day, he's still a good player. I mean, would he have the Super Bowls that he has if he doesn't go to Kansas City? Probably not as of yet. And everybody always brings up the thing because the Bills traded with the Chiefs for the Chiefs to get the spot to get Mahomes, and everybody always said, "Well, if we would have kept if we would have just picked up Mahomes,
Right.
First off, we always got to squash that every year because Patrick Mahomes went to the Chiefs, sat 1 year behind Alex Smith, and then inherited a team with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Okay, you had a hell of a team there and receivers for you to work with. If he would have went to the Bills, he would have been starting from day one because we didn't have a quarterback for him, or that would have beaten him out. But two, you didn't have the tight end. You didn't have the wide receiver then.
John Brown was your number one wide receiver back then for Buffalo.
No, not yet. John Brown came after Allen.
Oh, yeah. It's like Calvin Benjamin, right? Wasn't it?
No. It was Sammy Watkins still.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And the problem with Sammy Watkins is, as talented as he was, he could never be on the field.
What's up, Scooter?
And to piggyback on what you're saying, Patrick, that's kind of how I feel when everybody's saying that, oh, we traded up to draft Mitch Trubisky and we could have had Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. I still think John Fox would have ruined Patrick Mahomes just like he ruined Mitch Trubisky. And
I bet Kansas City would have more Super Bowls if they would have got Allen over Mahomes. I bet Allen could have 3 or 4 there by now with all that fucking talent they had back then.
Year later.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same draft class.
Well, I know, but I'm saying with all the talent that Kansas City had them first few years, Josh Allen, dude, he would have guaranteed got 3.
And to me, nobody knew Patrick Mahomes was going to be the quarterback that he became until he got with Andy Reid. When he was coming out of the draft, in all honesty, when we traded up, I'm glad we didn't. I wanted Deshaun Watson because he was just coming off of the national championship with Clemson, and I thought that's who we were going for. And we drafted Mitch Trubisky. I'm like, who the fuck is this? So
again, he's a Mahomes. Like, I can't take it away from him because you can list a bunch of quarterbacks that were a product of their system because of where they got drafted. Look. It's the one thing Corey, you brought it up earlier. Was Sean McDermott here because of Josh Allen, or vice versa? It's a little bit of both. Because at the beginning of Allen's career, and we saw it last year at the beginning of the Baltimore Ravens game when they showed the picture of Josh Allen coming out of college, quarterback throwing style versus what he does now.
Yeah,
those guys put people around Josh Allen to develop him into this.
That is true. And I remember the first couple of years, there was questions of whether or not Josh Allen was the guy. And then you get Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator, and he turned Josh Allen into a completely different player and earned him the job. And once he went to the Giants, he started going until he got Diggs. It was like a double play. You get Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator, and you gave him a weapon in Stephon Diggs. There is no major quarterback, star-wise, that didn't have a major receiver to throw to. Mahomes had Travis Kelce, and he also had Tyreek Hill. That's why I still think Lamar is overrated. If he doesn't have a tight end, he's got nobody to throw to.
Well, let's put it this way. When we talk about quarterbacks that were the product of their systems and needed a proper environment to do it, let's just talk about the most recent Super Bowl winning quarterback, Sam Darnold. He goes to the Jets and he looked absolutely horrible. He finally gets to teams with Minnesota with weapons like Justin Jefferson, or he goes to Seattle and dude, he looks like he earned that Super Bowl. And the other big name that you can bring up is a Hall of Famer that had he not gone to another team and sat behind a guy for a couple of years, Steve Young. Steve Young would have been a lot.
I mean, think about it. He wasn't Steve Young in Tampa Bay.
No.
Steve Young would
And
have
a lot of people don't even nowadays that are younger don't even know Steve Young of Tampa Bay.
Let's be honest.
Tom Brady was one pick away from getting benched. That first start he had.
I laugh at people that say sitting behind a veteran quarterback doesn't work at developing. Are you kidding me? Tom Brady sat a year behind Drew Bledsoe before he ever got the start. Patrick Mahomes sat a year behind Alex Smith.
And if Drew Bledsoe didn't get that concussion and get all fucked up, Tom Brady wouldn't have started for another year.
I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers,
Right, he would have been traded somewhere.
So if you have that,
as much as I hate Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for
Right.
3 years before he ever became the guy.
Yep.
right? So, like, but the problem is you got a lot of these teams that'll bring in some of these guys, quarterbacks, they'll draft them. Now, obviously, if you're like, for example, you guys with Caleb Williams, you drafted him the number one. Clearly, you don't have a veteran guy in front of him. He's got to be going in right away because you don't have the number one pick if you have a solid veteran guy in front of him.
Yo, Scott, real.
He does have a veteran that doesn't get enough credit. Because Jeff and I talk about this all the time. His rookie year, Caleb got the crap kicked out of him, and
he needed to know.
And then the stars aligned. We got Ben Johnson, but he's also got Case Keenum on the sidelines, talking in his ear, saying all the right things that a veteran needs to say to a young guy. And Caleb completely became a whole different quarterback last year.
But at the same time, Caleb Williams, for his ego-wise, needed to go in and get his ass kicked.
Yes.
To be honest. Because now he realized, shit, I need to listen to for Ben Johnson to come in and turn that around, Caleb had to get his ass kicked and go, I got to listen to this guy. Otherwise, I don't have a hell of a career anymore.
Yeah. Hey, Scott said, question for the fellas. First question, were you okay with the Bosa pickup that like last year? 5 sacks and other than a top ranking. Low, and all other stats. Second, why are you not okay with the Chubb pickup, 8.5 sacks in 2025? Which is very true because I looked up the numbers. And if you look up Chubb's numbers, this is like his 3rd best season last year of number-wise across the board out of the years he's had. So, I mean, he was like reamping his career last year. So you bring a guy like that into Buffalo, like I said, I get it. It's if he stays healthy, what can he bring to the table? We might have paid a little too much. But if he can get that 8.5 sacks, then I think it pans out.
Yeah.
And then playing around guys like Hoyt and Oliver and that, I think, helps bring that out. Like like I said, it all comes down. I mean, you could what if all day, and you could have top name guys, and you could still if you go to basketball, the Cavs proved it when they had everybody and they were still ass. But you could have the hottest team on paper, and I think right now the Bills are building a pretty hot ass on name defense. So if dudes can stay healthy and play all year, I'm all for the Chubb.
Can I say something without you guys getting offended?
Always, dude. You know that.
In all honesty, I think the reason why you guys went out and got Joey Bosa is he was Von Miller's replacement, where Von Miller was a big-name defender who had such a resume, and you brought him in. And then he leaves and goes to the Commanders, and then you go and get Joey Bosa. So, 1, he's going to sell jerseys. 2, if he's anything like his younger years, it's a decent pickup. And I don't think there was anybody out there this year that if Joey Bosa doesn't come back, you can do this. And I think, honestly, Chubb was a good pickup. Because
if Bosa does come back, dude.
And isn't Gregory Rousseau a defensive end? Please forgive me for asking that because I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I said you got Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau. You could have Joey Bosa, Nick Chubb, or Brandon Chubb, like all that. Like it doesn't make sense to me. That's like I said on paper. That's a lot of big name guys that at least draw a person to them. So that does, and then in the backfield you got Max Harrison still. Bosa would thrive in the 3-4 along with Chubb. And we're switching to right, and we're switching to the 3. Apparently, we're switching over to that 3-4 defense this year.
Yeah.
So that's if we can find a way. I'm hoping that we can. Like, I don't think we got a contract signed up for Bosa again yet. But if we could get another 1 year out of him for a cheap deal like we did last year and have him put up like he did last year, and like you said, Bosa even puts up 8 sacks, I think it was worth it.
Yeah, but Bosa wasn't cheap last year.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's because of the name value.
Right, that's just a like you said, it's a name.
Because no offense, both him and his brother, it's just like the lot. They were tremendous when they're on the field. It's just staying on the field is the big thing because JJ could have been the greatest of all time if he didn't have all the injuries he had in Houston.
Right. Like Lou said, man, we're building that run-stopping defense, man. We've been great in the backfield. Like I said, we got Max Harrison. Even Cole Bishop, he came on at the end of the year. I think a lot of that had to do with when we re-signed Poyer. I think Poyer, like Will was talking about earlier, you get that DJ Moore, he could come in and help the younger receivers. We brought back Poyer last year. He helped out that younger guy. All of a sudden, that younger guy started blowing up at the end of the year. Like I said, if they can continue off of that end-of-the-year scheme, learn this 3-4 defense, I think Chubb could be a solid pickup for us if he could stay healthy. Like you said, that's a name on defense that the offense has to, like, pay attention to, like, watch where he's going to be at.
This is a opportunity because everybody kept saying that Buffalo, this is their chance with Mahomes getting injured. He's pretty much going to be gone the majority of the season. And, I mean, with Baltimore doing what they're doing, it could be a 2-horse race. And, well, you also got to, what the Patriots do because they're going to add it pieces. You guys got to take back that division.
Right. Well, boys, I didn't even realize it was 9 o'clock. I looked at the show. I was like, oh, shit, it's 9:02.
I can talk football all day long.
I know, dude. I'm going to say, like, dude, I'm telling you, especially now that things are starting, dude, and, like, moves are being made, and that, I'm like, man, let's go.
That's why I had ESPN muted in the background.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. So, like, when it's not my – I hate because, like, Spartan or Pat, like, sometimes they'll ask me a question, and I'm like, huh? I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, what?
Solomon Thomas to the Titans.
Oh, shit. Now, Will, man, thanks for coming on, brother. Tell everybody where they can check out. Like we said, I'm at Big Will at a Bills preseason game one time playing the Bears, and him and Jeff, and we all fuck you, man.
Yeah, who won that game?
It was preseason, dog. Nah.
Hey,
that was actually a fun time, man. I won't lie, man.
You guys owe me a case of beer because of.
I'm bringing it. Like I said, we're about to run it. Hey, we're gonna run it back this year. We got that. So, no, man, check out Bears Bros. Tell everybody about it, dude.
Yes, Bears Bros podcast. Me and my tag team partner, J-Dubs, we record every Thursday, so we'll be recorded tomorrow. And, we just show our love for the Chicago Bears, what you guys do for the Bills. And then I also have my Pins and Wins podcast, which returns this Sunday, where we talk wrestling with your guys' other love. And I got a lot to get off my chest about the world of wrestling this coming Sunday. Because, you guys saw Raw.
Yeah, man. Dude, I wasn't a fan of this Dan Housen guy, man. When he came out of that, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I had no clue who he was. He's actually kind of funny, man.
Hold on, Blue, we will always be the Chicago Bears.
The Indiana Bears. Yeah, you can't say nothing, Lou, because then he fired right back with the Toronto Bills.
Orchard Park Bills.
No. You got any last what you got, Pat? You got any last minute thoughts or anything? Oh, look at this piece of shit in the fucking comments, bro. Can't be on the show, but he gonna comment at the very end. Who called that? These nuts in your mouth, Spartan. That's who called that. Bum. I love him though. No. Okay, back to you, Pat. Any last thoughts, bro?
Corey, you and I still got to beat up because I am stepping to the champ with the wings competition.
Oh, that's right. Yo, hold on. Since it's in the name too, I had to put on there. That's right. I have another contender for the Hot Wing Channel. Big Will said he would fucking take me on for the Hot Wing Challenge at Spartan.
But I can still eat a chicken wing.
I'm telling you, man. I'm getting hot just thinking about them shits. Oh, what do you got, Pat? I can't hear you. Nope. He's definitely better than a Miami fan. He got spotty service in Iran. Is Adam joining in? Adam's still trying to recover from the last wing challenge, man.
Nope.
Way to die right at the end, Pat. Look, Spartan fucked me over. Wow, bro. At least I can rely on my Bears, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. You guys want me on, you just say the word and I'm here.
Hell yeah, dude. Same, bro. You know we'll always be there. Like I said, check these guys out, man. They got a great show, too. Bears content. I love it, dude. I love watching you guys. All the stuff. Jeff is hilarious, but the stuff he posts on Facebook and shit daily, the stuff, dude, I was like, he's like me, man. He's always getting the content in there.
Yeah, and, so me and Jeff, a.k.a. J-Dub, you can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We're on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify. Find us. You know, we appreciate all the follows.
For real, man. Like I said, it's all love out here. So go ahead and follow them, like them, check them out, man. Like we said throughout the season, we definitely gonna link up because we play the Bears this year. So we definitely have to get together for something.
I'm still praying that first game in the new stadium.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't understand. If they do Bills Bears Sunday or Monday night, the first game of the season, that's gonna be huge, man. Like I don't understand how you can't.
The only thing opposite, the only other idea that I think would work for you guys is you do what the Cowboys did when they opened up, Jerry's World, when they brought in the Giants. Is a rival to open the stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys play the Jets in the last game of Old Stadium.
Yeah. Watch, you know how they'll do it? Because the Patriots made the Super Bowl, so it'll be Patriots Bills on like Monday night opening week or something to open the new Bills stadium or some shit. The Super Bowl champs coming to Buffalo.
And hopefully the monkeys stomp them because
I know, man. I'm telling you, that Bears game, dude, I don't care what the tickets are. I'll sell my kid to go to that game. Yeah, she was like, what? Nah, man, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Pat, I tried to stall as long as I could for you, bro. I saw you fumbling. I was like, nah, man. Hey, appreciate you being on, Big Will. Like I said, we'll have you back on. We'll have some stuff going on.
Anytime.
Go Bills, go Bears.
Yes, sir.
Check out
Bears. Bills Mafia to the Bears all day, every day.
Hell, I love that Pat's muted, bro. Look at his face right now. He was like, ain't no fucking way, bro. Hey, man, we love y'all. Like Spartan would say, Mafia, mount up. Sorry, Braden, we're out of here.